Because if it's not about changing lives, it's not worth doing. Is that right?
Blessings come in different packages.
Collaboration over competition. I think we need more community over competition. That's enough for us all here to win.
With Black EXP Network, it's a safe space.
People that think like me, shared experiences.
Preparation for ownership, protecting our assets, and so that we can prosper.
One of the greatest things of being with EXP Realty is having multiple streams of income.
Let me tell you all, EXP Realty is the only brokerage that really allows an agent to build wealth for generations to come. People will have you to believe that EXP is a recruiting company, but statistical data, real live data, says only 18% of the 89,000 agents at our brokerage have one agent under them.
When I joined EXP, as you know, it is a virtual brokerage. So you're kind of just trying to figure out where your tribe is, where your community is. Through our online platforms, I found Black EXP Network, and at one of our events, I started to connect with people in person. And so from that, I've been able to establish relationships and build friendships, and it's like family.
If you're going to build an organization, you need to build from a place of servitude and giving.
So I'm here with Antoine Williams with 365 Sprints to assist us with helping with our movement to grow by giving us a platform with his website, with merch that will assist us in funding our educational and networking events for the Black EXP Network nationally and internationally. All right, so is it ready to go?
Yes, sir. The site is live. The site is ready to go.
I were to go.
Black EXP. Yes, sir.
BlackEXP.com.
.com. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Right. So I see we have t-shirts. I see we have hoodies. Do you think we're going to have in the future coming maybe some caps, some cups, anything else?
Oh man, we're going to have lanyards. We're going to have hats, beanies, cups, coffee mugs. If you can think of it, we're going to put Black EXP on it. Yes, sir.
Well, I love
Yes,
that.
sir.
So for those that are watching right now, if you have any ideas, man, apparently Antoine said he can get it on here. So
Absolutely.
we can do this.
Yes, sir.
So Antoine,
Absolutely.
thank you so much. We really appreciate you helping us with our cause and this movement for Black agents. Well, thanks again, and look forward to working with you.
Thank you, sir. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
One practice that I actually coach is if you want to be on social media, and this is for everybody, not just high eyes, you want to be on social media, but you're like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid to get on this camera. If you have a phone, I challenge you. Maybe this is homework, Michelle, for everybody. I challenge you to do this. I challenge you to bust out your phone and do this 3 times a day. To people who know, like, and trust you, like for real, like they love you. Like if they saw you across the street, they run across the street to engage you. All you do is you take out your messaging app. You record a quick 10 to 15 second video. Hey, XYZ, I was just thinking about you. I hope that you have an amazing day. And then hit send. No filters. No, don't go back and redo it because you said something funny. I promise you, if you do this, you will start to boost your confidence. And then what happens is you'll see how engaged people are. If you send that quick 10, 15 second video, I swear by it. Truly, I do. I do this every day. That's part of my daily operating. Those are the things that I do on a daily basis. So push past your fear. If you're afraid to be on video, do that. Start there. 3 videos a day.
Get ready for the most talked about event of the year, the Black EXP Network Mega Yacht Party. This isn't just a party, it's an experience. Step aboard a luxury mega yacht surrounded by top agents, industry leaders from across the country, and Black excellence, baby. Network, celebrate, and vibe. From the moment you step on deck, you'll know this is where luxury meets legacy. Limited pre-sale tickets will be opening soon. So don't wait, these will go fast. Mark your calendar and stay tuned, because this is one night you don't want to miss.
Well, good day, everyone. It is your favorite NBA realtor. Oh my goodness. How's everyone doing today? Put it in the chat where you are tapping in from. We have an exciting training today. So I see Houston is in the building. Hey there, Houston. Who else we got here? I see somebody said they got their tickets for the yacht party. We ain't even get there yet. Hold on now. What else? Who else we got in the building today? Y'all know I'm in New Jersey, and it's a lovely day here in New Jersey. No rain for me here in New Jersey. All right, we got some more Houston, Texas. Who else is in the building? All right, Cypress, Texas. Okay, some more Houston, Texas. Austin, Texas. Y'all are really taking over here, Texas. Okay, Montana is in the house. Of course, Montana's in the house. Our very own co-chair, Damien, is in the building with us today. Welcome, you guys. Delaware is here. Okay, welcome. Atlanta, come on, ATL, stand up. Where y'all at? Maryland is in the building. Welcome, Maryland, and the Bay Area. Y'all, I got something in store for the West Coast today. I expected to see so much more West Coast on this screen, but come on, y'all. Come in the building, tap in. I got Florida here. I got Metro Atlanta. Welcome. If you guys want to share this wealth with other people that you know that can really find value in this training today, we're going to talk about systems. We're going to talk about a little bit of AI, because you know that is taking over right now. So you got to get in these rooms to be able to be a part of what's going on and be ahead of what's happening, right? So who else we got in the building here? Welcome, you guys. I am excited today because we have brought the West Coast right to you guys here. So welcome. I see Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Awesome. This is going to be a phenomenal training. Right now, my numbers are a little bit too low, and I'm waiting for y'all to tap in or share the link with somebody. We are live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram as well, and I want to spread this word. So you got to help me out. Y'all got to help me out. Share this link to a realtor friend that you know that can use some of these tools and tricks that we're about to give to you guys. All right? So thank you guys for joining us today. We are going to start off. It's just going to be a little teaser about AI, because I know you guys have heard so much about AI and the things that it's doing for us and how it can really help us to streamline our business, right? And an AI tool can be utilized to really help our systems to run efficiently as possible, right? So upcoming next, I have an innovator who has transformed how real estate professionals market themselves. Alok is the founder and the CEO of Auto Reels, and he has turned an AI-powered real estate video into something impressive, right? With a background in Facebook and Snapchat, Alok brings deep expertise in video and social media, as well as technology. Now, today, Alok is going to be sharing with us how realtors can harness the power of video and AI, and not only to stand out, but also to make your systems more efficient. So I want you guys to all welcome Alok. Put it in the chat and welcome Alok to stage as he pours into us here at Black EXP Network. Welcome, Alok. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Michelle, and the Black EXP squad. Great to be here and excited to share more.
Yes, we are excited for you. So take it away. I'll be back.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. All right, and I think I'm sharing my screen. Okay, there it is. So I think we can see it. Let's go ahead and get started, and I'll be mindful of time. I know we've got the super exciting conversation that Vernon's going to be driving around systems, but I think this plays really well with that talk track. So as Michelle talked about, what I'm going to be talking about is how you can drive growth in the real estate business, leveraging video, social media, and AI. And really, it's going to help you close more deals, win more listings effortlessly. So Michelle gave it away, but a little bit of background on myself. I used to be an engineering leader at Snapchat and a product manager at Facebook, but I'm also a real estate investor through California, in the Bay Area, Airbnbs in Palm Springs, and Austin, Texas. And my co-founder, CTO, and yes, actually my brother also worked at Instagram on Reels and Live. So we have helped build and ship products to hundreds of millions of users around the world. And we're extremely focused here with AutoReel to help enable realtors like yourself leverage video, social, and AI to grow your business. And really, it's just a passion for us and lies kind of at the intersection of our expertise and our backgrounds. So here's the reality when it comes to video marketing, right? So first and foremost, 92% of home buyers start their search online. And 73% of sellers are more likely to list with agents who use video. Listings with video actually close 31% faster, or essentially they require 31% less days on market compared to listings without video. And the listings with the videos get 403% more increase, right? And therefore showings compared to those without. So why doesn't every realtor implement video? I think the most common, reasons or excuses are, laid out here. First is just the time crunch. I don't have 3 to 5 hours per video. I got to get out there, talk to my clients, do showings. The second is budget constraints, right? So professional videography can cost $500 up to $2,000, depending on the size, square footage, and where your property is. I'm looking at you, LA. Inconsistency, right? Sporadic video content doesn't build trust, but also just doesn't show you in the best light when, you're unable to, push content that is representative of your brand in the same way and fashion every single time. And finally, just technical barriers, right? Complex editing software tools, processes. There seems to be more and more automation tools that we're all, being spammed, from and being told to use. But it's hard to figure out the needle in the haystack as far as how I can actually leverage these tools to grow my business. And based on these reasons, the main ones being time crunch and budget constraints, the result, is that only 9% of realtors create listing videos, and 85% of realtors create less than 2 videos per month. And that's challenging because, as you all know, video is taking over the world. The algorithm prefers and boosts video content. So how are you going to get yourself out there and outshine the other realtors in your market that are leveraging this? So AutoReel, as Michelle talked about, is definitely one way to tackle this, right? What it really allows you to do is it takes your real estate videos and creates, real estate photos and builds great videos using just the photos. So you can add music, voiceovers, templates, and custom branding, all from just your listing photos. You can import it directly from Zillow or Redfin or Realtor.com using just a URL. And basically what used to take 3 days and cost you over $500 or $300 is now done for you in 3 clicks in 10 minutes and as low as $12 per reel. So you create the videos, it helps you drive engagement on your current listings, and it generates leads. And the important thing to call out is it's not just your current listings and your current kind of opportunities that you have to share with your clients. It's also to win that next listing. You can come prepared by showcasing the work you've done so far, your portfolio, and a 30, 60, 90-day plan that you can leverage when you show up prepared to these meetings. Just a little sample just to showcase what this kind of looks like, but then I'm going to dive into really how you can leverage videos to grow your business. I have them here. And I'm going to mute them, but just kind of talking through some of the use cases that people leverage these videos for. The unbranded ones are purpose-built for the MLS, right? You can push it to the MLS, it'll get syndicated and basically be viewed by, hundreds, thousands, or maybe even millions of people around the world. And then when it comes to the social media formats, you need to put yourself, your branding out there, the artsy fartsy templates, maybe a headshot and logo, throughout. So people not only know the property, but really get to know who Alok is, right? Who the brokerage and team that he works with. So all of the videos that you saw here were actually created from photos. I want to call that out one more time. These are all just listing photos that we turned into cinematic, property videos that look just as good as the real thing, and it's done for you in minutes. But AI, as Michelle called out, is getting crazy. You can do even crazier things now.
Discover downtown Austin living in this stunning 4-bedroom, 2-bath townhouse, now at a reduced price. Enjoy elegant open concept spaces, abundant natural light, and modern amenities. The chic kitchen, pristine bathroom.
So I don't know if the audio actually went through StreamYard, but basically that's an AI generated avatar and digital twin that's actually doing a voiceover through the whole home. And I did not say any of it. It was all done in one click, which is incredible, but just a little sneak peek of what's possible. So we'll share the slides out afterwards and you'll see a demo. There's a link here. I don't want to bore you with those, but just giving you a little preview of what you can do now with AI. So when it comes to the use cases, right, you're now enabled with videos. You can create property listing videos in just minutes, from a link to a reel done for you in 10 minutes. What are the use cases to get yourself out there and grow your business, right? So the first is leveraging that same property video and that listing for a ton of content. So if you remember, one of the challenges that, realtors face is lack of volume and consistency. So consistently pushing content and, churning this out over time to draw visibility and be top of mind for your clients in your local area. So with, AI and tools like AutoReel, you can now scale out your content more efficiently than ever before. So now we're seeing realtors create 3, 4, 5 videos for one listing video and consistently marketing themselves and the listing with formats such as coming soon, just listed, under contract, sold, but also B-roll for other content, right? Sometimes realtors will have a little intro clip of themselves outside of the home and then be like, come on in with me. And then the rest of the video is actually an AutoReel video, which obviously helps a ton when it comes to saving time and money, right? Now, moving beyond that, how else can you use AI to help you with your videos, right? So the first is, with a bunch of different tools, there's a lot of ways that you can kind of skin the cat, but really you can auto-generate videos and scripts, right? And so you can get professionally narrated videos in just seconds. You can get smart editing and brand consistency using AI. These videos are ready for multiple formats, so horizontal and video for different channels, right? Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, where you might want the vertical for Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, shameless Snapchat plug there, but you might want the vertical format for those platforms, and then for Facebook and YouTube, you might want a horizontal, right? And then, as I showed right before, you can clone yourself, both your face, but your voice with these AI tools, and it comes with pre-built templates and basically a full library with pre-built formats that you can use for every video type. So what are the different videos that you should be creating, right? How do you put yourself out there consistently and make yourself the innovative thought leader and expert in your local community? So there's 5 different kind of video types that we've shared here that help you win listings, but also just win clients, on a continuous stream and continuous basis. Again, the content is evergreen, but the formats we've seen work really well are property walkthroughs, neighborhood spotlights, market updates, client testimonials, and behind the scenes. So the property listing videos is just one format that you can showcase yourself and your expertise, but there's a lot of other ways that you can really put yourself out there, give your audience diversity in the content that you're publishing, and continuously to basically keep yourself top of mind for them, right? So next time they want to buy or sell a home, they think of Vernon, they think of Michelle, an MBA realtor. I call her MBA realtor more than I call her Michelle, because that is stuck in my head from all the marketing she has done, right? Shout out to Michelle for that. And there's some platform specific strategies. So a lot of people will make the mistake of thinking, hey, I created this post, it's ready to go for all the platforms, let's just spray and pray. But that's not the right approach. You really have to have a platform specific strategy that you apply differently for the different channels. So Facebook is great for neighborhood groups, community engagement. The format we've seen work well is 1 minute long videos that are horizontal. And really, pro tip, don't post it on your page. Honestly, organic posts and comments are boosted more than posts from your personal page. This actually applies on both Facebook and LinkedIn, for example. So get involved in your local community, your local groups, and put yourself out there, as well as these videos that you can showcase. Instagram is great for visual storytelling, younger demographics, so first-time buyers, renters. The formats are the vertical stories, reels, and posts, and you can use hashtags, cross-post the content, and basically help drive engagement from your network. LinkedIn is great for professional storytelling, more so great for data-driven insights, market analysis. YouTube, as we all know and love, is great for detailed property tours, so 3 to 5 minute long videos, SEO, and really optimizing the titles for local search is a best practice. And then MLS, as we all know, is fantastic for agent-to-agent networking and just overall lead generation, right? And there you need the horizontal non-branded videos. But what you can also do is you can include a link to YouTube or Vimeo, and sometimes you can include different kind of formats as well around the short form teaser compared to the full tour format. And when it comes to, video SEO and social optimization, we've seen a lot of success with local search engine optimization keywords, using things like city real estate agent, homes for sale in your area, and so forth. We've shared some optimal posting times here that vary by channel as well, kind of relating back to the recommendations we had around optimizing your content, but also now you can optimize when you post across those different channels. Driving engagement is the biggest thing for the algorithm, the feed, and you can do so by asking questions, creating polls, replying quickly, and just being on top of your game, and then leveraging call to actions for actually having outcomes and next steps with those that you have actually, engaged. 7 mistakes that cost you listings, right? If you weren't able to kind of gather the little bits and pieces through this, the biggest mistakes are inconsistent posting, right? So not having enough content volume and doing it on a consistent basis that the algorithm rewards you for, lack of call to action. So you've engaged an audience, but what's the next step? What are they going to do to get that time or consultation with MBA Realtor or Vernon, right? Poor audio quality, so bad sound, they're going to scroll away. Generic content that doesn't showcase yourself, you're not winning anything, right? You're not building trust or authority. So what are you even expecting to get out of generic B-roll content? That's purely a fodder, but not a hook or a real format to lean in on. The wrong platform strategy, so using the same content and format across the channels. Not tracking analytics, so you can't improve what you can't measure. And finally, overselling, right? I think, the best practice is the 80-20 rule. So 80 to 90% value, 10 or 20% might be promo, or at least keeping the door cracked open for people to book a meeting, book a consultation, and so forth. We have a few examples here, but I want to be mindful of time. We're going to share this with y'all as well, but you can see some formats we've seen people leverage to really drive tons of engagement. This is a top producing agent in Vegas who is getting so many leads here as they're commenting down, and he uses automation to DM them and book meetings with prospective clients. Another one is a broker who basically had 0 showings for his 4 listings in Phoenix. And once he put the auto reel video up there, he got 3 showings booked just that week. So as an exclusive for being with EXP, we have an exclusive offer here for you. So the link here will get you a free 7-day trial with auto reel to try it out at no cost or risk. And then there's a special EXP discount code here as well, EXP30 for 3 months, which will get you 30% off 3 months after your free trial. So we'll share this out. I want to be mindful of time, but if you have any questions, feel free to refer to the information here. You can email me as well. And I think this will fit really well with Vernon's talk track around building systems, right? Using these leading and cutting edge tools like AutoReel to automate your workflow and really just grow your business here in real estate. But team, thank you so much for your time and really appreciate the floor you're giving me here. I'll pass it back to you.
Oh, that was awesome, Alok. I mean, you're absolutely right. With AI nowadays, I don't really like going and taking videos of homes and things like that. If I could figure out another way or another tool to be able to efficiently get my marketing out, right, while sitting at home, I'm with it. So that was an awesome presentation. I'm hoping you guys took some notes on that. Thank you so much, Alok, for joining us today.
Absolutely. No, thank you so much. And we'll get these slides out, and appreciate you for having me.
Yes, yes. Thank you. So you guys, up next, all about systems here, and we have so much that we're trying to jam pack into this 1 hour. And I'm really hoping that you guys are picking up on these nuggets and these gems that we have here, because our next presenter that's going to be coming up is going to be a force. And I hope you are ready with your pens and papers and all your questions. Put them in the chat. And, I'm going to get to all your questions. So just make sure you put it in the chat. Interact with us, we want to hear from you guys and how you guys are doing in this room today. So up next, I have the Vernon Williams III. All right. Coming in from the Bay Area. That means it's like 4 something for him over there. And he is here. Front and center to be with us today. Now, Vernon is a newer agent, and he entered the industry in 2022, but Vernon has been on the rise of an upcoming top producer and performance coach for the #2 team here at EXP, Team Fast. This dynamic team has managed over $375 million in annual sales volume. Do I need to say that again, or did y'all all get that? They're doing some deals. That's what that means, all right? Vernon is also a former Yankee draftee. He is a graduate for criminal justice, and he is also a justice reform advocate. Now, Vernon brings to us elite discipline, grit, and a heart for real estate. You know, after surviving life-changing adversities, he is now here to empower other agents on how to close more deals and to do it more efficiently with systems. So I need you guys to come on now. I need y'all to welcome. I have the West Coast. Do y'all understand how much of a big deal that was to get the West Coast on the map here? Yes, welcome Vernon for me in the chat, y'all. Like, light it up and welcome the Vernon Williams III. Thank you.
Well, Michelle, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here. You have a way of influencing folks to persuade them to contribute in a way that only you can. And so I'm grateful to accept the opportunity. Hey, everybody, I see we tapped in from across the country, coast to coast. I'm Vernon Williams III. I'm the performance coach for Team Fast, brokered by EXP. We'll get into some of who I am and why I'm here in a second. Michelle, I just want to make sure. Oh, there we go. Can everyone see that? Everybody can see that? We're good to go? Let's recognize something out the gate. Your systems are going to produce according to how you engineer them. Like, it's almost like gas to a car. The car can't go anywhere without the gasoline. Your systems are producing based on how you engineered them to produce. So a question that I have for the group is, what runs your business? And I can't see the chat to be able to, I guess I could do it that way. What runs your business? Okay. Systems run your business. I guess a better question is, who's the architect of that? Who's the architect of those systems? Seems like we've got some delay in the chat. And so for the sake of time, I'm not going to wait for the responses and reactions, but the answer is you are the architect around your systems. If you answer yes to any of these questions that I'm going to pose to you, you're in the right spot. Is your client's experience inconsistent? Keep it real with yourself. Are your leads slipping through the cracks? Have you gotten to the point in business to where you're feeling overwhelmed and burnout? Or has your growth become stagnant? Your business model unpredictable? You don't have any projections for what your GCI is going to be for the next year. If you answered yes to any of those questions, you have a systems issue. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to identify some of the key indicators that tell us that your business is calling for structure. And we're going to talk some practical solutions tonight. Is that okay? Is that okay with everyone? Everybody cool with that? And here's why. I want you to leave with a clear direction. I want you to leave with some tangible steps to increase your production at the conclusion of this meeting. That's the objective. Okay. You may be asking me, who is this light-skinned, green-eyed Negro hailing in from California at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time with the authority to come and talk to me about systems? I feel you. I'm blessed to be a part of the dopest team on the planet, if you ask me. The leadership of Team Fast and what they've created in terms of culture, diversity, and the standard of excellence is second to none. We're currently #2, as Michelle spoke to, within the brokerage. Here's a snapshot of some of our production at the end of Q3 going into Q2. A little under 445 million, about 550 closed transactions as of the beginning of September. I have to admit, as I'm having my VA create this slide deck for us, the numbers were from last week. So it's right about 460 and right about 570 closed transactions right now to date. Under that umbrella is our online leads department. And so I'm the performance coach for our online leads department, managing the relationships with all of our online partners. Okay, Zillow Flex is our biggest account. Last year, 2024 numbers, we ended the year with 79 closed transactions and about 67 million in closed volume. At the onset of this year, I set a magnanimous goal in front of our team and held them to that standard, where the goal for this year is 120 million in closed volume. 120 transactions closed size and 100 million in closed volume. Here are our numbers at the conclusion of Q3. We're projected to hit 130 transactions and about 120 million in sales volume, as we're now the #1 team in Northern California in terms of Zillow partner. How do you get 150% production year over year? It's the systems. And that's exactly what we're going to get into today. Before we get into the conversation, I kind of want to set the tone from, I'm a reader, and I hope that you guys are readers as well. But if you're not, I want to highly encourage you to read a book called Limitless by Jim Quick. Jim Quick is known as the authoritative brain coach in the world, period, the end. And Jim suggests that there are 4 levels of competence. Now, disclaimer, I believe that we all are competent in this room. We are dealing with extremely competent individuals, some who are running multi-million-dollar entities, some who are newly into the space, some who are like myself, 3 or 4 years into the game, who've transitioned from another industry. We are all competent beings. But this is the 4 levels of competence, and why I'm highlighting this as we get into it, as it relates to systems, I think paints a clear picture in terms of where we are in this room. One level of competence is unconscious incompetence. That's just when you don't know what you don't know, right? How does that relate to systems? If we don't know we need systems, or if we don't know what elements are needed to build a system to produce how we engineer it to produce, we just don't know what we don't know. We don't know how to use the CRM. You just don't know what you don't know. You know, there's a saying, an old saying is, you can't be held accountable for what you don't know. Unconscious incompetence. Another level is conscious incompetence, where you are aware of what you don't know, right? That's a different level. It's like, I know I need to build systems. I know I don't know how to do it. I know I need it. That's conscious incompetence. You're consciously aware that it's something that you don't know. The next level of competence is conscious competence. And here's where I find a lot of my coaching clients, and quite possibly a lot of you in this space, fall in this level of competence. You're aware of the skill. You have the capacity to perform the skill, but only when you feel like it. I'm going to pause right there. Are there any conscious, competent folks in this room where you're aware of the skill? You know you have the capacity to perform that skill, but you only do it when you feel like it. Anybody? Keep it real with yourself. Guilty. I feel you. Here is the level of competence that I would assume we all want to vibrate on, and that's unconscious competence, which is where you know how to perform the thing, and it becomes second nature to you. It's like when a lead comes into your ecosystem, you know what to do. You plug them into that ecosystem, and converting that lead or closing that transaction is automatic. It's second nature. You're unconsciously competent. If for those of us who are not at that level of consciousness at this point, or competence, and are not vibrating on that frequency, this is the space that is inviting to get you to that level, which is why we're in this space now. Let's get to it. If any of these indicators resonate with you, that we are about to go through. Very practical, 4 indicators, 4 solutions. If your businesses are experiencing any of these indicators, your business is calling you for structure. My question to you is this: are you going to answer that call? Your business is calling for structure. It's like you have a multi-million-dollar seed inside of you that's calling for structure if you're experiencing these 4 indicators. Inconsistent client experience. One of the reasons why our team produces at the capacity that we produce is because we emphasize the importance of delivering white glove service level to every single client that comes into our ecosystem. An indicator. If your client is receiving a level of service based upon how you feel, what your energy is, or whether you remembered that you got a new lead into your ecosystem or not, that experience is inconsistent. You see, we have to remember that clients are, our buyers and our sellers are experiencing one of the biggest transactions that they'll ever be involved with in their life. It is already chaotic. It's already a sense of everything is all over the place. It's your responsibility as a real estate advisor to ensure that there is a consistency in the experience of you with your client. How many of you have some clients in your CRM where they're hot, you know it's low-hanging fruit, and that client gets a weekly update, weekly market update, weekly video text, weekly video engagement, and so forth. And then you got some other clients in your CRM that you haven't spoken to in months. I was working with a coaching client the other day. We were building out some systems, some operational efficiency systems. There were some leads in their ecosystem that had come in maybe 16, 24, 48 hours ago. If you are not touching that lead within the first 5 minutes of them coming into your ecosystem, you have lost momentum. Okay? You've lost momentum. Why? Because, let me give you a statistic really quick. Over 80% of the buyers say that if they bought again, they would work with their agent, but only about 14% of them actually do. Why is that? There's an inconsistency in the client experience, whether it's follow-up, whether it's, let me go to this next slide, whether it's follow-up, whether it's updates, whether it's whatever it's a break and a fracture in your rhythm, your cadence, and your sequence. Let's go here. Here's the solution to that. We're talking systems here. If your client is having an inconsistent experience, do you have a client journey system mapped out? What is your rhythm? Do you have a rhythm for when a client comes into your ecosystem? What are your touch points? Are they mapped out from the moment they come into the closing of the transaction? Appointment set, appointment met, cadence, rhythm, sequence, flow. What does a check-in look like? Do you have set milestones? Are you maximizing the moment? Right? When they submit their earnest money deposit, do you have a video created? Hey, got your EMD submitted, first box checked off out of the process. Extremely proud of you. I know you may be feeling some nerves right now. I just sent you some lab. Are we maximizing the moment? Are you using your CRM to leverage your task? Are you checking your CRM? Are we aware of when a birthday happens or when an anniversary happens? Are we giving them that white glove service? If you don't have a client journey system set up, that is the easiest system to set up, because again, it's going to produce the system how you've engineered it to produce. Does that make sense, everyone? I want to be going too fast. A second indicator that your system is calling, your business is calling for structure. Slow follow-up. Your leads are falling through the cracks. Your response times are inconsistent. And the opportunity, I'm guilty of this. I have lost opportunities because I forgot to call the lead back. How many of us are guilty of that? Let's be honest. If you've got leads who are slipping through the cracks, what is your lead management system look like? Do you have a lead management system? All of us have a CRM. Have you set up automatic follow-up campaigns? Do you get in front of the video camera and say, hey, Michelle, it was a pleasure at the buyer consultation, really performing education through information for you. Here's what we do next. Definitive, directive, step-by-step, next steps as their advisor. Do you have that system? When that system is in place, there are no leads that fall through the cracks, because when a lead comes into your database, you are plugging them into an automated rhythm flow that has clearly defined touch points, sequences, and cadences. Are you labeling your leads, prioritizing your leads? How are you grading your pipeline? Are you reviewing your pipeline? I'll go back, I'll revert to the opening statement, and I always make reference to this with any team or individual agent that I'm coaching. Your system is producing what you engineered it to produce. Okay? I just experienced this about a year ago. Stepped into real estate. I came out of criminal justice reform, stepped into real estate with the top producing team, hit the ground running quickly. And all kind of awards back here from dynamic team and all of that. But when I came into the business, I didn't have any systems in place. So I got overwhelmed and burnt out because I'm a high achiever and my business felt chaotic, right? I'm working all day, all night. I'm reacting as opposed to planning. And how many of us find ourselves in a real estate transaction constantly putting out fires? Almost like the business is running you, you're not running the business. If your hand is raised because you've experienced those dynamics, that is a systems issue. And the solution to that is very practical. Build an operational system. You're the architect of the system that runs your business. It's a business that you're running, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you are from a team fast like I am, or you are a solo agent who is wearing multiple hats. You are running a multi-million-dollar entity treated as such. Operational efficiencies. What is your daily, weekly schedule? Map it out. Do you have a system of time management by when you're going to work on your business and work through in your business? On and in, two different lenses, two different approaches, two different mindsets. But are you time blocking? Are you building with intentionality, or are you ebbing and flowing and blowing with the wind in your business? Are you leveraging relationships? Damien has a shirt on, collaboration over competition. Are we really collaborating? Are you delegating? Are you, listen, figure out what your hourly rate is. 200, 300, do the math. Okay. If you're working on a task that you can pay a VA $9 an hour, that is going to free you up for 4 hours, and you make $200 an hour, that is a solid return on investment. Build the system, delegate, and treat your business as you are the CEO of your business. If you've experienced stagnant or unpredictable growth, let me ask you a better question. Have you experienced the peaks and valleys, the fluctuations of being in real estate where there's no consistent month-to-month income that you can depend on? There's no consistency in closing. Scaling feels like, man, I really have the ability to take this myself and multiply, but how the hell do I do that? If you've had those experiences, peaks and valleys, right? It's an indicator that our system has a fracture. And I'm going to give you an easy peasy equation that we present to all of our agents, and I present to a bunch of my individual coaching clients around how to build with efficiency. You need a tracking system. If your business has been stagnant, you can't predict your growth. Here's what I mean by that. Side note, I'm gonna be doing good on time. I'm gonna give you a little side note, off script. At the conclusion of every year, we have a business planning workshop for all of our team. The intention of that business planning workshop is to ensure that we have a tangible, detailed roadmap of what we want to accomplish and how we're going to accomplish it. Here's what I mean by that. Just say, hold on, I'm going to look at a name. Patricia Nicholson. Patricia Nicholson, I'm coaching with her. Hey, Coach Patricia, how much you want to make in 2026? I want to make $250,000. Excellent. What is your average price point? Oh, my average price point is $700,000. I'm in California. So my average price point, $700,000. Excellent. How many units do you need to sell in order to hit $250,000 GCI? What does your volume need to be? Cool. So we're going to divide that number of units by 12. How many units is that a month? Whatever that number is. We know, studies show that it takes anywhere from 30 to 45 conversations in order to convert a lead. Okay. We now know how many transactions that is on a monthly basis that Patricia wants to hit. Perfect. Divide that by that number. Divide those 40 conversations that you have to have per agent. So you multiply that. You want to do 3 a month? You got to have 40 conversations to get a closed transaction. That's 120 conversations that you need to have. You're going to divide that by 4 weeks. That's going to give you a number of 30. You're going to divide that 30 by 7 days. That's going to give you somewhere about 4 point something. So that means that Patricia needs to have 4 point something conversations per day to close 3 transactions a month to hit her annual goal of sales volume to get 250,000 GCI. Does that make sense? It's built with intentionality. It's a tracking mechanism. Okay, so that was just in reference to GCI in terms of addressing the fluctuation and having an intentional approach around what it's going to take for you to accomplish. Your system's going to produce how you engineer it to produce. Are you tracking your key performance indicators? Like in your CRM, some of us use Lofty, some of us use Follow Up Boss, some of us use other systems. But are you actually operating your business by tracking the number of appointments that you set, number of appointments that you met? What is the percentage differential? Is there a delta between set and met? What do I need to do in my rhythm, in my sequence, and my cadence to bridge that delta so that I can have a higher conversion, so that I can have a greater return on investment? Are you leveraging the systems that you have available to you and using them in specificity? Are you observing are you keeping metrics and measurables in terms of how many clients you're talking to and how many you're showing homes and how many you're writing offers? A legitimate mathematical equation to have your business in terms of KPIs in front of you, because your system is going to produce how you engineer it to produce. I'm done. I don't want to take up much of your time, but I did want to have a real transparent conversation with you around the importance of personal accountability and the essential necessity for systems being designed. Okay? I know I breezed through that quickly, but I did want to leave some time for questions and answers. But if there are practical solutions to some of these core indicators that show that our business is calling for structure, create a standard, operate in your business because you are the architect of the system, and hold the line. There is no other equation for optimal productivity than the simple practical solutions and ideas that we've just discussed, right? It's not rocket science. It's discipline and consistency in building a system with intentionality, and it'll accomplish what you designed it and engineered it to do. I use Follow Up Boss. It is a pleasure to connect with you all and have this brief, but hopefully informative conversation around systems. Here's my QR code. If you want to take this conversation offline, have a deeper discussion around your systems, your productivity, where you are as a human being, where you are as an agent, your team, and so forth. We'd love to sit down with you, offer a quick discovery call. It shouldn't take us more than 15 minutes, but there's a QR code there. I'm also all over social media, so would love to connect with you all. We'll have the slide deck available for you. If I would leave you with anything, it would be this. If your systems are not running your business, you don't have a business. You have a hobby. You have something that you like to do, or if you have a job, right? Job is more like a clock in, clock out, whereas this sense of entrepreneurialism provides freedom, and the implementation and design of systems with intentionality affords you that freedom. That's why we get into this game, for the freedom that it provides, right? And so I'm going to fall back. Michelle, thank you for the opportunity. I hope you guys got something of value from this quick conversation. It's always fun to engage with you all. If there's anything that I can offer, Black EXP Network, as you already know, I'm readily available. Again, there's my QR code. Get on my Calendly, book an appointment. Let's sit down and talk and take your game to the next level wherever you are. There is a next level. Thank you, Michelle.
Well, thank you, Coach V. That was good. That was some good stuff. I know that some people have gotten some gems from you, and we're grateful to have you here at Black EXP Network. You constantly bless us with your presence, whether it's at Agent Accelerator Academy or Juneteenth, and we are grateful to have you here again for Tribe Training. And thank you for dropping your QR code there too. Y'all better get on his calendar and get some free game for 15 minutes, because you saw those stats, right? You saw those stats on what his team is bringing in, and that's pretty phenomenal, right? Number 2 team here at EXP. So what questions do you guys have? Go ahead and place those in the chat, and then I will go ahead and ask the questions that you have for Vernon. And the biggest question that I have for everybody here is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Do you like to just be busy? You just busying up yourself all over the place doing busy work? Or do you want to be efficient, right? That is the number one thing that we all need to get in alignment with. So, thank you, Vernon, for sharing some of these gems. I know somebody asked you about what CRM you use. Listen, it's the CRM that you use. How about that? It doesn't matter the name. It's the one that you actually use and put into play on a daily basis to be consistent, right? That's some of the things that you talk about. I'm going to raise my hand, guilty of not being consistent with my follow-ups and falling through the cracks of just, I'm going to remember that. I'm going to get back to that person. No, put it in your CRM system. Create some sort of system, right? To be able to follow up with that lead on a very, automated basis, right? So for me, for example, I've just hired an assistant, right? Because I'm like, I can't do it all by myself. So what can I do to be as efficient as possible? So these are some of the things that I've been putting into practice to help me with my systems, Now I'm going to look into this auto reel thing, because that's going to be another system for me that's going to help to tie in some things so that I can, utilize my time more efficient. Vernon, you gave us a very thought-provoking question, right? And you said, what is your hourly rate? Right? So I'm sitting here trying to calculate too. I'm like, well, wait a minute, $200 is the hourly rate. Wait, well, how do I get up to that? Right? Because I want to be able to, hire other people to do the things that I don't need to do, right? Because my hourly rate is way too much for me to do certain tasks, right? Or mundane tasks, I would say, right? So Vernon, I got a question for you. As people are trying to calculate now what their hourly rate is, right? What do you think will be the most efficient thing that they could do tonight or, tomorrow to really start to get their systems in place?
That's a good question. It's all dependent upon where they are, if they have any systems built in place to start with. But if you don't, okay, let's first make a conscious commitment to yourself. Today is the last day that I'm going to be, I'm going to work a job. I am running a business. It's a mindset shift first. And so when we shift our mind from that of employee to CEO, because that's what you are, you'll begin to see things differently. It's amazing how the mind works, which is why I'm encouraging you to read this book by Jim Quick called Limitless. the first thing that you can definitely do is get familiar with your CRM, because that is your data management system, right? I saw Rachel put something in the comment mentioning Sisu. Sisu is a free resource that's offered as a part of your monthly fee that we pay to EXP. We've used Sisu in the past with Team Fast. We found that it wasn't quite, it required a lot of agent management if you're going to leverage the system. Of course, it was before it was a free offering with EXP, so we were paying for it. Didn't see the return on it, but now that it's a free offering within EXP, Sisu is phenomenal. But you have to input the data into the platform in order for it to track. So it's a mindset. The first thing is the mindset shift, period, the end, and then draw out the system with intentionality. What is your client experience going to feel like and look like? What are the touch points? How are you tracking that? How are you executing that? Auto reel. I loved Alok's presentation because it simplifies it. It takes a picture and turns it into a video reel. Okay. If you don't have a social media or a marketing system, something like auto reel simplifies it for you. But there has to be a mindset that I'm going to build a system because I am running a company, period, the end. And then you're going to get into the intentional designs around the various elements of your system. It's a process and it takes work. But I'll tell you this, once the system is built and your business is running on automation, now you're living. And now you're running a true business. Start with the mindset. Follow with intentionality in your design and be specific. Don't be afraid to ask no questions. Don't be afraid to ask for any help, right? Because it's collaboration over competition, and that's real talk.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here at EXP, we have so many different tools and resources and educational, we have so much on a weekly basis that you can get for free on demand. We have an agent that is asking the questions about what systems you suggest for a newer agent, being that, you were a newer agent, right? And you talked about your burnout and things like that. So she's asking, as
what system do you suggest for a newer agent, such as order of importance? Order of importance, good question, Chandra, and thank you for that. Thank you for that question. Order of importance, sister, is your CRM. First and foremost, get into a habit of when a lead comes into your ecosystem, immediately inserting them into your database, your CRM, placing a task, scheduling your appointments. Get proficient in your CRM, first and foremost. That runs your business, okay? If you have access to Sisu, that'll help you track your business. The CRM helps you manage, Sisu helps you track. In order of importance, those are the first two. Okay. Third system I would suggest that you create for a newer agent is what your client experience is going to look like. What is that experience? What do you want them to experience when they come into Chandra's ecosystem? Okay. And if you need some coaching or some direction around what that should look like, we can have a separate conversation. But your equation, if you will, should have a rhythm. It should have touch points. How are you engaging in the conversation? What nuances are you leveraging? How are you scheduling the appointment? What are you doing from when you set it to when you go and meet them? Are you sending them something? Or is it a video text? Is it a recap of the conversation? When you meet them, do you have something in your hand? Are you thoughtful? You have value, material. What happens after you meet them? How do you get them from meeting them to showing them, booking another meeting, from a meeting? Do you have a buyer consultation? Are you sitting down and you providing education through information? How are you getting them from showing homes to writing offers? How are you getting them from writing offers to the closing table? That's a system. So I would start with your CRM, CRM to manage, Sisu to track, and then build out what that experience of your client is going to be when they experience you. That would be my game for you.
Yeah, it sounds like you're telling them about the white glove service, right? You know, what are the things that you would want as a client? You know, I'm not sure if you've already purchased a home, but what are the things that you experienced from working with that agent that was both good and bad? And what can you do to tweak it a little bit, right? To be able to give your clients that white glove service that you would love to have. You know, that's what I would suggest for a new agent as well, Vernon, just to add to that.
I agree 100%.
Yes. Do we have any other questions for Vernon while we have him? No other questions? All right. Well, we're good to go for tonight. I think that was pretty good. I really do. And I am grateful for you being here, Vernon. Thank you for blessing us with your presence and taking the time out from your team, number 2 team at EXP, to come and bless us with some little gems that we can now put into our business. I am grateful for you being here.
I'm super grateful. I just want to shout out. I see a couple of my Team Fast members in the building. Miss Sylvia, I think Nicole's in the space. So, you know, it's always good to have support. But Black EXP Network, take advantage of who we're connected to and who you're connected to. You got some big movers and shakers in this space. You don't have to be new and alone if you don't want. You don't have to be. That's a choice that you make. You've got the Rachels and the Michelles who are bringing in all types of resources and all types of collaborative partners into your space, like myself. I'm just one of many, but it's all about the movement. So my advice to you would be tap in, right? Take advantage of those that you're connected to in these types of environments, because it is collaboration over competition. And you've got a network coast to coast of those who look like you, are from the same culture as you, who speak the same language as you, who potentially think like you, and who are doing business in a way that you potentially want to do business on as well. So it's all about each one teach one in this space. I can't wait to connect with you guys on a deeper level. Right on. I'll be at the awesome. Let's go.
Thank you, Coach V. Make sure y'all tap in with him, you know, set up a time with him on his calendar, and follow him on Instagram. It's Performance Coach V on Instagram as well. Thank you, Vernon, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well, you guys, I mean, here we go. We have just finished another phenomenal tribe training here at Black EXP Network. I am hoping that you guys got the information that you need. I want you, if there's more trainings that you want and ideas and topics that you may have that you want me to bring to the stage, let me know. I want you to go ahead and put it in the chat. Let me know what are some things that you guys are struggling with your business right now that you need to really know, what can I do? How can I do it? Now, Vernon's biggest thing of what he's telling us to do is, number 1 is your mindset, right? We got to get our mindset together that we are business owners, right? We are CEOs of this business. This is not just a hobby that we could do things when we feel like it, on and off. We got to be really consistent, right? Consistent with checking in with your CRM, right? Consistent with literally living within your CRM. It could give you your tasks. It could tell you when to call somebody. It could automatically email people, text people. There's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be utilizing such an efficient tool as your CRM, right? Which your brokerage gives us. So I hope everyone got something out of this. If you have not gotten your yacht tickets yet, who's going to EXPCon? Who is going to EXPCon? That's what I need to know. Who's going to EXPCon? Somebody asked, is Vernon going to EXPCon? Hope he is. I will be there. I hope everyone gets their tickets, and I will see y'all on the yacht. Let's have a good time. Let's network. Let's get in the building with each other, because this is how we're going to grow and potentially close this wealth gap that we have going on here. And so I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I hope everyone has gotten everything that they need out of this training today. And ciao for now. Have a wonderful evening.